All right, so an update for this week. It's kind of interesting because Instagram, I felt like was doing okay. There's one post on Instagram that's over 1,000 right now. It's the one I posted this morning, actually. It's right now around 1,000 views, and it's about a relationship thing. And so my girlfriend, she also was just like, I think people like it more when you post relationship things, and I'll definitely agree. But it's interesting as I'm looking between Instagram and YouTube Shorts. There was a YouTube short from last week or the week before that is right now right around 3,500 views. And it's interesting because it wasn't performing well before, but it has increased later. I don't know if this is some sort of algorithm thing, but for sure, my videos for the past week have been averaging right around 700 average. And so I'm not exactly sure what's happening. I'm thinking that there are people who actually watch the shorts. It's like a platform thing. I think YouTube prefers long form to some degree, and my stories are stories, and so they're not like a quick entertainment thing. It's kind of a narrative, and I feel that people have been watching them more fully. I haven't really seen my analytics, but considering the view count that's increasing on average, YouTube Shorts have been increasing the views, and I've been getting a few comments here and there too. And so definitely in terms of likes, I believe YouTube Shorts is slowly outperforming Instagram from before. And that gets me thinking. I've been making videos, depending on the day. I've been making 2 videos a day, not every day. Enough that I have some days I can take off and relax without having to produce videos. But I am thinking if I want to market myself, I may have to consistently post, and it makes sense, consistently post relationship related content. And I'm not opposed to it. I think it's just a matter of how do I make it genuine? Because the post that went 1,000 views on Instagram, that is for sure something that's genuine and authentic. It's not something I fabricated or produced. It was an interaction I had with my girlfriend. I think that authenticity and relatability is what people enjoy. And that makes sense. And so even though it's on 1,000 views on Instagram, right now on Shorts, it's at 300. And so again, I don't know exactly when it grows and how it grows over time. And something to just keep my eye on, something I'm just noticing. I have been a little bit more deliberate on filling out the details. So Instagram has it too. From what I'm hearing as an advice is to fill that detail aspect, not just the title, but more of the detail. Title is important too, but there's an aspect where the more details you put into it, the more accurate the algorithm and the AI can figure out what kind of reel or short it is. That way, it can send it to the people who want to see more of that content. And so again, I think strategically, if I focus more on these videos that are relationship based, and especially because I'm doing relationship coaching, it would lead more to perhaps a conversion or a DM or some sort of, yeah, if I were to do a call to action or if I were to offer a workshop or whatever it may be more likely to hit that audience. And so it's interesting because when I started this challenge, I just wanted to share my stories for my own enjoyment and posterity. But I am definitely feeling it. Basically, watching the numbers and the analytics, I am definitely feeling the aspect of like, ooh, I can definitely tell personal stories, and I have a feeling what stories will do better than others. That's limiting my topics that I had already brainstormed. I don't know if that makes sense. There's topics that I've brainstormed about what stories to tell, and I'm slowly crossing them out or eliminating sharing them because I feel that they won't perform well. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing. I do think that if I'm taking this seriously as a real marketing tool, I will need to take it seriously and be strategic, and thus that behavior is in line with my goals. And lately, I think that's been okay. There's a part of me that's just like, I still want to share these stories, like selfishly. I don't know if selfishly is the right word. It's just for my own sense of completion and sharing. And maybe this is something I can talk with my mentor coach about later or some other people. I would like to find more clarity and ease in letting that go. So clarity in the confusion why it seems to be important to me, and how can I create videos and content authentically without feeling like I have to produce stuff, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to create these things for the sake of production. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I feel that people who do this for a living did jot down ideas and creativity and come up with their own skits and whatnot. And I'm not sure if I want to go there yet. That being said, the content that blew up today from Instagram, basically it was a couple's questions. And so I think one of the popular ones was called We're Not Strangers. But basically you read out cards, there's different level of depth. And this one was on Instagram. Someone's been posting multiple questions to ask your partner in a relationship. And so she asked me this question and I answered it. And it meant in that moment, even when I answered it, I was just like, oh, this was pretty deep. And I enjoyed this conversation. I enjoyed answering that question and connecting with my girlfriend. And so that's what I shared in the Instagram story that I posted today. And it's not like that's going to happen all the time. And so right now, as my schedule, my production schedule is trying to create 2 videos a day, it's hard to come by those natural moments. It is what it is right now, but I've definitely been thinking about the creativity aspect of what can I produce genuinely about relationships that I don't have to worry so much about like fakely producing, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to create fake situations or like forced situations. How can I do it more with authenticity, something that is in line and synergetic with what I want to do? And one example right now in my head that I slightly worked on, but haven't really fleshed out yet, was, for example, a question that I have regarding reaching people is, at least for especially for men, this concept is, why are men less likely to go to therapy? And I've done a few research online and different things, and it's interesting. And so part of me is just like, oh, that might be a good topic to share, but it's not necessarily a story, right? But I guess I could make it into one. This, because right now the story for me personally is I'm trying to figure out how to market better. Who is my audience? What is my niche? How can I serve people? And right now it's a little wide and murky. And so I'm trying to figure out the language. I'm trying to figure out what benefit coaching can provide and how to put all those ideas together in the form of a video and whatnot. And so I have a lot of thinking to do and a lot of mulling over. And so this is just some ideas. And so as for this update, this is some of the thoughts that I've had. And I guess I should share, I had my first 2 clients, I had my first sessions with them this week. And it's such, for me personally, it's a reminder of why I do it, why I got into this career in the first place as a coach. People are so inspiring, courageous, and they want to make changes in their life. And I can totally see how important it is. Obviously, I can't share the details, but they are taking the matters of their life seriously, and it's important to them, and they want to take action to basically changing the quality of their life. As much as it's a relationship with me supporting them, I definitely get that feeling of it's such a privilege to support them. And I think the easiest feeling that I can copy that with is that feeling when you get, because I used to be a professor, I used to teach. Teachers will always talk about that light bulb moment with their students when they finally get it. And so it's not exactly the same thing because it's not the same context, but there's an aspect of like, there's these light bulbs along the way on their journey, and I can share that with them as they take steps towards improving the quality of their life. I was just like, I had a session today, and I was just like, it's so nice. And it makes me want to do a better job too, right? To serve them and support them. And so I definitely think I'm in the right profession right now. We'll see how it goes. This is just a start, but even during training, I felt so inspired, and like my worldview was changing as I was getting trained and interacting with coaches and getting coached and offering coaching. Yeah, I think that's it. Wrap it up now before it goes too long. I don't want to edit. Keep the video short. Thank you if you're following me on my journey. I'm trying to make this as real and authentic. I don't know how to describe it. As real as possible, just being honest with what I'm going through, what I'm feeling, and sharing my journey. Thank you. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.